wife's frenemy, sent me an email outlining my wife's attempt to reconcile with her ex and sleeping with him as we were getting more serious. I'm at work and don't know how to respond to any of this. I've been with my wife, Katie, 29, for 4 years, and we've been married for less than 1. To top it all off, I have a horrible cold today and a desperate need for sleep. We met in university. Back then, Katie was dating a guy we'll call Mike, a free spirit with too many personal issues, so nobody was surprised when they broke up. He decided to go on a retreat and road trip with his ex-girlfriend for 6 months and disappeared off the map. Katie got over him, and a year later, we started dating. We were an odd couple. She's a lot more artistic, bohemian, and free-spirited than I am, while I am more traditional, structured, and career-focused. Even so, after overcoming a minor rough patch at the beginning, everything was smooth sailing. We moved in together, I proposed, we got married, and now we were trying to have a child. Until today at 10 a.m., when I received an email from my wife's frenemy, Danielle. They've been friends since middle school, though with several fallouts along the way. Recently, Katie couldn't attend an event hosted by Danielle, which triggered a fight and the definitive end of their friendship. In retaliation, Danielle decided to send me a bombshell. She recounted that at the beginning of our relationship, when Mike returned to the city, Katie went to see him to talk. They met a few times during those first 2 weeks and apparently slept together once or twice. According to Danielle, Katie eventually cut it off, but she had never told me a single word about it. Half an hour after reading the email, my phone started blowing up with texts from Katie asking if I had read it. When I confirmed I had, she sent me an avalanche of long text messages admitting it was true. They saw each other, had coffee 3 times, slept together once, and never spoke again. I'm stunned. With the sickness of the cold and my head about to explode, I don't know how to process this. Part of me just wants to go home, get into bed, and pretend I never found out. Another part is furious that she hid the truth from me, even though back then we were going through a time of uncertainty about our future and our exclusivity. And to top it all off, I feel a tremendous amount of anger toward Danielle for dragging up garbage from years ago with the sole intention of destruction. What the hell am I supposed to do? Update, 6 days later. Sorry for the delay. The last few days have been crazy. The day I received the email, I felt so terrible that I took some strong cough medicine, passed out cold, and took Friday off to recover by watching TV series and sleeping. I didn't reply to Danielle, and Katie gave me my space, taking care of me, but avoiding the topic until I caught my breath. While I could finally breathe well and think clearly, I approached the issue calmly. Waiting for me on the kitchen table was a surprise, a pregnancy test with a little red bow. We had been trying to have a child for a while, and while this adds a giant layer of complexity, the reality is that my marriage, aside from those first few months of doubts, has been wonderful. To clear things up, back then, we hadn't spoken formally about exclusivity, although I took it for granted. Mike is a supposed bohemian writer. When he returned to the city, I was applying to a university program in another city that meant moving away. Katie was afraid of leaving everything behind and that I might abandon her upon arriving there for someone else. Amidst that crisis of uncertainty, she crossed paths with Mike. They had drinks, slept together once. She regretted it immediately and saw each other one last time to say goodbye before she decided to risk everything for me and come with me. Ever since then, she has never looked at another man. She is a homebody, completely drama-free and loyal. After talking it through at length, we decided to leave the past behind. I wasn't going to throw away my marriage over something that happened when we were barely getting to know each other and the relationship wasn't solidified yet, especially now that we were building a family. As for Danielle, we made things clear. We wrote her a joint email telling her that our relationship with her was over for good and not to bother us ever again. Her pathetic response was that it was a joke and that we should understand her sense of humor. Obviously, I blocked her on Gmail, Facebook, and Instagram. I know many expected a bigger drama or a breakup, but I did what I felt was best for my peace of mind and my future. Today, I feel at peace and ready to welcome our future child.